Hi, my name is Steve Levinson, and I'm here to talk about really good movies you probably haven't seen. Today I'm going to talk about the 2011 film Everything Must Go, which, among other things, conclusively demonstrated that Will Ferrell can be a superb dramatic actor. Everything Must Go was written and directed by Dan Rush and based on Raymond Carver's short story, Why Don't You Dance? It is billed as a comedy drama, and it teaches an important lesson about film structure, namely that comedy can be serious and painful and still be comedy, and everyone doesn't have to live happily ever after. Will Ferrell plays Nick Halsey, a regional vice president in charge of sales in the Phoenix office of a large national corporation. As the film opens, Nick is sitting somberly in his parked, high-end company car. Incongruously, we hear Nick's voiceover advising an unseen audience, rule number 1, know your product. Rule number 2, know your customers. Rule number 3, go the extra mile. If you don't have an answer, find it. That was the guts of the monthly briefing that Nick delivered earlier in the morning. Then he was summoned into the regional CEO's office and summarily fired. It seems that over the previous 12 years, Nick has taken extended leaves for alcohol counseling, has had DUI convictions, an arrest for an assault, and a drunken episode of sexual harassment in the hotel room of a subordinate in the company's Denver office. When he is later asked, did you do it? Whatever they said you did, he admits, I don't know. He just doesn't remember. After slashing his boss's car tire with the Swiss Army knife that he was given as a reward for past service, Nick drives home to his posh Arcadia neighborhood, only to discover his worldly possessions strewn about his front lawn, the locks to his doors of his house and his garage combination changed, and an angry note from his wife, who has left him and doesn't want to hear from him ever again. His company car, containing his wallet, cash, and identification, is soon repossessed, and he learns that his wife has placed a hold on his credit cards and bank account. He upends a lazy boy on his front lawn, settles in with a supply of beer, and waits for something to happen. The rest of the movie is what happens. In learning the crucial lesson that everything must go, but that everything is not lost, Nick has a series of encounters with a variety of characters, portrayed by an A-list supporting cast, including his fatalistic police detective AA sponsor, Michael Pena, a recently arrived pregnant photography teacher who has moved into the house across the street, Rebecca Hall, a former classmate whom he hardly knew, but who made an empathetic entry in his senior year high school annual, Laura Dern, and most importantly, a young, overweight, well-meaning, and guileless black teenager, played by the remarkable C.J. Wallace, who happens by on his bicycle and becomes not only Nick's business partner in the lawn sale of his stuff, but probably the best friend he has ever had. Interestingly, the final credits of this superior comedy reveal that the film crew included a production therapist, identified only as Mrs. Parker, and a therapist's assistant named Blue. Never were such jobs more appropriate. I'm Steve Levinson, and I give Everything Must Go 4 stars. Thanks for listening.